For today's video, my client came in asking for a mid-high taper. Before I lay my initial guideline on my trimmers, I'm gonna go ahead and brush the hair down just like you should do with any cut before you start cutting the hair. Then I'll be using my Gamma Ergos lever all the way open, making a 1/2 inch guideline. To take that line out, I close my Gamma Ergos all the way and I bring the line up just a little bit and I start opening my lever up slowly to take that line completely out. Once that line is completely gone, I use my 1 guard all the way open to create a new guideline. Right here I got my number 2 guard and I close the lever halfway to clear out some extra bulk. So now that I got most of the bulk out of the way, I'm using my 1/2 guard lever all the way closed, starting to take out that line that I created with the 1 guard open. What I do to make that line easier to get out, I get the 1.5 guard and I close it all the way and I start hitting that line to make it a lot lighter. And once it gets a lot lighter, I can go back in with my 1/2 guard or my 1 guard and hit the corners of it just to knock out that line completely. Right here, you're gonna see me go back and forth from the 1 guard to the 1.5 guard and to the 1/2 guard, just detailing up the fade and completely taking that line out. So now that the side taper is done, I pull out my 2 guard and I think I have the lever halfway closed, and I start to clear out some bulk on the side just to make that line up extra crispy.
You are now listening to Anyway Well.
Before actually starting his lineup, I brush his overhanging hairs down to make that lineup extra sharp and crispy.
Welcome to our music family.
For the back of his head, I'm going to be taking the same exact steps I took for the side. I'll make my initial guideline with my Skeleton Gold Effects trimmers.
You are now listening to Anyway Well.
So since these are the same steps as the side taper, I'll be using my Ergos to make a 1/2 inch guideline lever open with no guard on them. And to take out that line, I'm going to close my lever all the way and then slowly open it to take out that line completely.
Welcome to our music family.
Now since that line is gone, I'm gonna go in with my one guard fully open, about half an inch to an inch. And to take this line out, I'm gonna be using my half guard lever all the way closed, knock up the line just a little bit, and slowly open that lever to take that line completely out.
You are now listening to Anyway Well. Welcome to our music family. Welcome to our music family.
Now I'm gonna put on my number 2 guard, close the lever about halfway to remove some of the bulk so I can see what I'm doing when I go in my 1.5 guard to soften up that line.
You are now listening to Anyway Well. Welcome to our music family.
So now that I use my 1.5 guard to soften up that line and make it a little lighter, I'm gonna go in with my 1 guard closed and use the corners a lot to try to get that line out.
You are now listening to Anyway Well. Welcome to our music family. You are now listening to Anyway
As you can see, that line is still there, so I'm gonna go in with my half guard and do a little bit of lever play to get that line completely out.
You are now listening to Anyway Well.
Now that I've already faded the bottom half of the taper, all I need to do is start fading into the bulk. So I use the 1.5, I close the lever all the way, and then I start fluctuating between the 1.5 and the 1 just to get that blend completely there. You're gonna see me do the lineup first after I make this a little lighter, and then go back into the back taper with the 1 guard, I believe, to fade it in completely.
Welcome to our music family. You are now listening to Anyway Well. Welcome to our music family. Anyway Well. You are now listening to Anyway Well. Welcome to our music family. Welcome to our music family.
Now that I'm on the left side of the taper, I'm going to be taking the same exact steps that I did on the right side, so I'm just going to go ahead and speed it up.
Welcome to our music family. You are now listening to Anyway Well. Welcome to our music family. You are now listening to Anyway Well. You are now listening to Anyway Well.
I noticed some flaws in the back taper, so I went back in on my ergos just to detail it up more, just to get that really nice fade to pop.
You are now listening to Anyway Well. Welcome to our music family. Anyway Well.
Now that the taper is finally complete, I'm gonna go in with my pick and pick out all of his hair, just so I can start shaping his hair to how he wants it.
You are now listening to Anyway Well. Welcome to our music family. Welcome to our music family. You are now listening to Anyway Well. Welcome to our music family.
For all my beginners that are out there that are watching this video right now, make sure when you're using a razor to stretch the skin. I'm going to stress that so much in future videos, to stretch the skin just so you don't cut them.
You are now listening to Anyway.
Right here you can see me spraying his hair with some water just to get his hair a little damp, because when I go in with my sponge, I find that the sponge works better when the hair gets a little damp rather than dry.
Welcome to our music family.
Alright guys, this is the before, and my client came in looking like an absolute bum. But you know your boy Serrano blends how to get him right. Oh yeah, that's blurry. That's super blurry. Alright guys, if you made it to the end of this video, I appreciate it so much. I'm on the road to 100 subscribers. If you messed with the tutorial, go ahead and drop a like, comment, and subscribe. I love y'all, appreciate you guys, and see you guys in the next video.